and that's why I love Tupelo Smiles.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather This Morning.
Well, good morning, and welcome back into Mississippi Live Weather This Morning at 7:30. I'm meteorologist Maggie McCauley. Here's what you need to know for your day ahead. We have an active day of weather setting up for ourselves across North Mississippi. Storm timing continuing, if you're coming from our push alert, to look earlier and earlier and earlier. So we're going to talk about where those storms are currently and where they're going to be over the next few hours. So here's what you need to know. Strong to severe storms likely today. We're looking at strong storms already pushing through early this morning in places like central and southern Arkansas that will be making their way into our area today. Drier rest of your work week. So even though we're tracking storms today, the rest of the work week looking good to go if you're trying to make any outdoor plans for games, practices, things of that nature. Cooler temperatures are also going to be returning as we head into your upcoming work week. So if you're looking forward to maybe a cool down in the forecast, you're going to be getting it as well. We'll talk about all those things, but really focusing in on your day ahead due to those storms pushing in. Severe weather risk out here for your Wednesday, level 2 out of 5, all the way from Bowling Green, Nashville, Huntsville, Tupelo, Jackson, Shreveport, Tyler, Texas, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans. This encompasses the entire state of Mississippi. It encompasses the entire state of Louisiana. So pretty big risk area out there for your Wednesday in terms of severe storms. And this includes our entire area here in North Mississippi. Let's talk about where storms currently are, because they are close to us. We're watching a cold front that's right now stretching from places like Chicago, Illinois, down into Missouri, stretching all the way back into Oklahoma and Texas. Storms out ahead of it that could be strong to severe right now in places like up in the Midwest, but also in central Arkansas and southern Arkansas. These are the storms we're watching. They're going to be pushing into our area that are possibly going to be on the strong to severe side. Let's take it a step further, look a little bit closer out there to us. Here's a look at our Mama Justice Doppler radar out there. You can see just how close those storms are. Now, this is looking for the Memphis radar site, so it is looking pretty far off, but you can still see the ongoing rain from places like Searcy, Stuttgart, over into Fordyce. This system, these storms, have already prompted a tornado warning early this morning for places like Fordyce, Arkansas, south of Pine Bluff, now replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning. But that's what I'm trying to indicate to you today. These storms have the potential to produce tornado warnings. They have the potential to produce severe thunderstorm warnings already at 7 a.m. this morning. And that's going to continue to be the story as they make their way across the Mississippi River and impact us a little bit later today. So we're already keeping our eye on them early this morning as they're sitting over in Arkansas. But again, timing looks to be earlier. These storms already kind of knocking on our doorstep over in the Delta and continuing to make their way in as we head over the coming few hours. Let me show you a live look of what's ongoing right now, because like I said, we're dry across the area this morning. Here's a live look in Crenshaw, a little bit closer to those storms out there. You can see lots of clouds out there this morning, kind of a pretty start to a pretty strong to severe storm day ahead. Temperatures warm in the 70s out there, so it's a warm start. As you're stepping out the door, you're going to be noticeably like, oh, it's a little warm out here one of those days. Here's a live look down in Knoxville County at Macon, Mississippi. Lots of clouds out there. That's the story across the board out there this morning. Temperatures a little bit cooler there in the upper 60s, but a majority of us near that 70-degree mark today. Here's a look at temperatures out the door again, near that 70-degree mark, 71 in Houston, 71 Eupora, 72 in Columbus, some upper 60s out there as well from Tupelo, Boonville, New Albany, 70 in Senatobia, 73 even over in Greenwood. So definitely a warm start to your day ahead. We will see a warm day out there. Here's a look at your first 12 hours. Majority of us, I think, temperature-wise, are going to be sitting in the 70s today, but the further south and east you go, the later you're going to be seeing storms, so the warmer you'll get. So not 80s, not out of the question today, but just a majority of us in the 70s. Rain chances ahead, you can see for these first 12 hours, about a 10% chance over your next hour. So still seeing majority of that rain sitting in places like eastern Arkansas. But by the time we get 11 o'clock into noon and on, the story really changes. Those storms start to roll in. By the afternoon and evening, a good portion of our area now seeing storms within the heart of North Mississippi. And that continues into your evening time as well. Temperature wise, again, majority of us in the 70s this afternoon, back in the 60s as we head into your evening and on. Overall storm timing, been earlier and earlier. So I want you to take this timing with a grain of salt. Just want to show you this front coming through later on into your afternoon and evening hours. So these storms going to continue to shift to the south and east and roll out as we head overnight. So going midnight and on into your early Thursday, that severe weather threat is going to be over with, and those storms continue to out of the picture as we head into your early Thursday morning. So Thursday morning commute, Thursday during the day, looking all good to go. This is a Wednesday severe weather threat, mainly into your afternoon and evening hours. So coming up next, we'll talk more hour by hour on that timing. If you're in Northwest Mississippi, we'll talk about when you can expect storms. We'll talk about when you can expect them in the Delta, Northeast Mississippi. No matter where you are, we'll talk about what you can expect out there for your backyard, your local town. We'll also talk about what our impacts are looking like this morning. If storms were to become strong to severe, if we see a severe thunderstorm warning issued, what are we most concerned about today? So we're going to be talking again, breaking all of that down. And of course, a full look at your 7-day forecast coming up after that as well.
Game day brings its ups and downs, celebration and disappointment, anxiety and relief, friends and enemies. You can always argue over who should have won, but everyone can agree on great food. Appetizers, entrees, drinks, party platters, or even the taste of sweet victory. There's something for every season at Eat With Us restaurants.
At First Choice Bank, we know you can't always make it before the bank closes. With our integrated teller, you can talk to a live person as late as 7 p.m. on weekdays and noon on Saturdays. It's not just an ATM, it's an ITM. First Choice Bank, your choice for banking.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Maggie McCauley.
Hey, and welcome back into the Room to Room Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Maggie McCauley. Take a look at what's going on our Mama Justice Doppler radar. Things are busy, just not for us. We're dry across the board here in North Mississippi, so traveling this morning along 55, 22, 45, 278, 82 this morning, you name the road, you're good to go out there. I do encourage you, though, to continue to avoid those local roadways that you know are easily flooded and that have been flooded since the storms that came through on Monday. Especially avoid those later in today into your Thursday morning as we're watching more rain on the way. Take a look just off to our west in central and southern Arkansas. Storms already firing up out there this morning just across the Mississippi River, already prompting a tornado warning over in southern Arkansas. Now it has been replaced with the thunderstorm warning, but still that just goes to show you these storms are capable of producing out there for your day ahead. So strong storm sitting just off to our west out there this morning at 7:39. These are going to continue to move across the Mississippi River as we head over really your next few hours, and especially as we head noon and on for the majority of our area. So that's just a look at what's going on. Let's talk about outdoor conditions over in Winona. This is what most of us are waking up to this morning. A lot of clouds out there and temperatures pretty warm, near 70 degrees. Same story over in Alcorn County. Temperatures in the upper 60s out there and a good mix of sun and clouds to start off your morning hours. So pretty quiet morning. That won't be the story as we head and on for today. Depending on where you are, you could reach into the 80s. A lot of us capped in the 70s, especially Northwest Mississippi into the Delta, 76, Senatobia, 77, Holly Springs, 74 in Tunica, 75 over in Clarksdale, just because this area is going to be getting rainfall before northeast Mississippi and down into the Golden Triangle region. Now, the further off to the east you are, 80s break out. 80 in Amory, 81 in Houston, 83 in Eupora, 83 in Macon, 82 in Vernon. So wouldn't be surprised if a good portion of our area does reach into the 80s, near 80 degrees today out there for your afternoon. Main thing we're going to be talking about again is that severe weather risk out there for your day ahead. It is going to be warm and strong storms are likely as we head later on into your mid-morning and then into your early afternoon. All of us encompassed in a level 2 out of 5 out there today. Very big risk area, and it includes the entirety of North Mississippi, right? It actually includes the entire state of Mississippi if you want to get down to it. Let's talk about the latest timing. Timing has continued to look earlier and earlier, and some of our high resolution data kind of having a hard time adjusting with that. But here's a look at one of the best models I have to show you that's a little bit closer to that timing. I think by noon, so I'm not talking about around noon, this is starting to come in. I'm thinking by noon, we are seeing strong to even possibly severe storms in northwest Mississippi, in portions of Marshall, Benton-Tippin, Tate County, Clarksdale, Cleveland, even down into Greenville. We are starting to see that line of storms move into the picture by noon. Going later on into your afternoon, this starts to move into northeast Mississippi. So I'm talking 2, 3 o'clock. This is in places like Prentiss, Alcorn County, over into Lee County, Bruce, well into Lafayette County, Grenada County, over into Greenwood, and then also down places closer to Bells as well. So that line continues to move off to the south and east into your early afternoon hours. Still watching the potential for these to be strong to severe and have the potential to try to rotate as well, maybe prompting some tornado warnings out there for your afternoon. As we head later on into the evening hours, this continues to shift down to the south. So more along 82 as we head into your dinner time hours, seeing those strong storms from Vernon closer to Columbus, Starkville, Eupora, down into Holmes County, seeing some of those heavier downpours in the mix. And even into your evening, these still have the potential to be strong to severe. Now, we are seeing an earlier timing of this, so that means an earlier outing of this, right? An earlier dismissal of these storms out of our area. I think by 9 p.m., we're still seeing a few of those for our very southern counties. I'm talking places like Winston and Noxubee County, still seeing a few storms that could be on the strong to severe side. 10, 11 o'clock, especially by midnight and on, I think that main line, it's off to our south and east, and we are good to go with severe storms out of our hair as we head into the early morning hours of your Thursday. Thursday out the door. Let's talk about your day tomorrow. Good to go. Again, storms today, nothing out there tomorrow. Dry ongoing commute. Now, there's going to be a lot of rain on the roads, right? It's going to be wet roadways, but no ongoing rainfall likely. I still encourage you for Thursday, right? Avoid those local roadways you know that have been flooded or that are easily flooded, because we've been dealing with that, and we're going to continue to deal with that for your day ahead. Thursday, again, noon and on, looking like a lot of sunshine, cooler temperatures. We're not going to be getting out of the 60s for Thursday, so noticeably different for your day tomorrow. What are our main threats we're looking like today, though? Number one thing I want to talk to you about is the storms that have the potential to rotate. Their ingredients are in place and together that if a few of these do try to rotate, they could try to produce not only a tornado warning, but a strong tornado up to an EF2 in terms of strength. So anything that is trying to rotate today, we are going to be keeping our close eye on and, of course, bringing you that latest information. Another thing, spotty wind damage, also a possibility with these storms that roll through with that cold front, still could produce some winds up to 40, 50 miles an hour at times. Hail, not our main threat. The highest confidence level is going to be due to flooding because we're already dealing with it, right? So we're going to continue to deal with it today. That's why I really told you to avoid those roadways you know are easily flooded. We're looking to add anywhere between an inch to possibly an inch and a quarter, inch and a half of rainfall if you get under consistently one of those heavier pockets out there for your day ahead. So majority of us, I will say around an inch to an inch and a quarter. But again, you could be an inch and a half or greater if you continually to get under one of those heavier pockets of rainfall. So flooding still a main concern out there for our day ahead. Here's something I really want to hone in on. I know you hear it from us, and guess what? You're going to hear it from me again before it's all said and done. I want you to have multiple ways to receive alerts into your day ahead. I know this is a daytime situation, so you're not necessarily going to need to be woken up, but we know people are at work. You might be at work right now. You might be at home with the kiddos for spring break. When these storms roll in, I want you to be able to know if there's a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning for your area. So make sure through your day ahead, you can turn them off tomorrow if that's how you feel, but turn them on for your day ahead so you know, whether that be on your NOAA weather radio, through our Mississippi Live weather app, have our Mississippi Live channel rolling through the day. Of course, we'll be breaking in if there's any type of severe thunderstorm or a tornado warning in the area. Just have ways to see if there is something happening where you need to be taking shelter. That's all I ask for your concern and for your safety. Also, we're getting into spring, right? So we're seeing these days where we have the potential for strong to severe storms. So you're going to want to keep these ways to receive multiple alerts in your back pocket, right? Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We're 80s today to upper 70s with strong to severe storms likely, especially this afternoon. Tomorrow, noticeably different. Temperatures near 60 degrees in your afternoon. So definitely a cooler day out there for Thursday. We'll start off your Friday with temperatures in the upper 30s near 40 degrees. So cooler start to Friday, but overall the afternoons get warmer and warmer and warmer Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Another front rolls in on Sunday. Not overly concerned on severe weather at this point for your Sunday, but we will see a noticeably different drop in temperature Sunday into Monday as you're starting off your next work week. Don't want you to be surprised. We've been really talking about Wednesday today, but Monday and Tuesday looking much cooler. Temperatures in the 50s. So very chilly out there. Not say very chilly, but chillier than we've been seeing compared to 80 degrees today. Only be in the 50s Monday and Tuesday. Overnight lows into your Tuesday morning below freezing. So if you've already planted some things out there, or if you're planning to, maybe hold off and pay attention to your Tuesday morning. Maybe need to cover those if you got any plants outdoors. So that's a full look at your 7-day forecast. Of course, we will be live, like I said, probably before, I can say guarantee, before the 5 p.m. Live broadcast, right? So severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning is issued. We will be live covering that this afternoon. Make sure to tune in. Of course, we will be live if nothing is issued, which I expect it to be, but we will be live if all else fails at 5, 6, and 10 p.m. this evening, live from the Room to Room Weather Center. I encourage you to watch our live coverage today as we're going to be covering anything that looks on the strong to severe side through your day ahead. Of course, our chief meteorologist, Matt Lawpon, will be in covering all of that. We will be in helping him. He had a late night last night. He gave everybody a 2 a.m. update. I'm covering the morning. He'll be back for any storms that happen, of course, into your afternoon. So make sure to tune in with that. Of course, after all of this, I will see you back up and early on your Thursday morning, starting at 6:30.
Alert! It's a flash sale for 1 week only at Room to Room in 6 p.m. Saturday. Prices slash store-wide. Insert coupons, BOGO accessories, King for a Queen mattress deals, and special financing.